So can you understand why I showed you and why I said that having a large LinkedIn network is crucially important to your success in using LinkedIn effectively? Because the larger your network, the greater the likelihood that you're connected to somebody that can introduce you to somebody else. That's why I'm saying send me an invitation to connect with me, because I want to put a couple million people into your database. So then I showed you the advanced search functionalities, and there's a lot of ways that you could leverage that. Of course, everything that you type into LinkedIn up in the search box right here will search through 100 million people for every and any use of any words that you put into LinkedIn. And you can also, in your company section, you can do due diligence on organizations. Just like I always use Walt Glover as a human example, I'm going to use Campbell Soup, just for the sake of argument, as a company example. And I can't tell you how lucky you are to have this new CRM tool. You know, I'm standing over there waiting to come on stage, and they're explaining the CRM tool, and I'm going, oh my God, this is the holy grail. Now this thing is actually going to pull this data out of LinkedIn and put it right there in front of you so you can use it for sales purposes. So just so I can show you how this works, for you, if you're doing research on a particular company that you want to do business with or sell to, I can type it in here and see how the company represents itself. I can see who works in the company, 153 people within 3 degrees of me on LinkedIn. I can see 5 new hires. I can see they got 1,900 and something employees on LinkedIn. And of course, I can click on any one of these people and open up their profile and see how I'm connected to them. Because it's a big company, I can see company activity, new hires, job transfers. I can see over here data about the actual company. It's a publicly traded company, so I can see stock quotes. I can see where they're located, entity type, website. I can see how they're mentioned in the news. I can see male-female ratio. Is this a good place to date? I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling what you can see here. Watch what happens when I pull up company statistics. I can see everything from job function, educational degree, university attended, all this data, annual company growth, other companies in the same industry, maybe I should be calling on them. I can see people moving within the organization. I mean, I can see if I want to just break it down geographically. I only want to see the people in Toronto. I just want to see 54 of them. I only want to see them in Dallas, whatever. I can see job progression, where they worked before they came to Campbell's, where they went after they went to Campbell's. Maybe these are other companies in the same vertical I should be selling to. All this data is coming to you at your fingertips 24 hours a day if you want it, and it's all free. I don't care if you worked at the CIA 10 years ago. You didn't have this stuff at your disposal, at your fingertips, 24 hours a day. It is a wonderful time to be a sales professional. It is a horrible time to be a sales amateur. Because the wheat and the chaff will be separated very quickly. And again, I know you guys are absolutely the wheat. That's why you're here. But when you know how to leverage a tool like this in conjunction with the other things that you're currently doing, that's going to be an absolute game changer. I think we were a couple of minutes late in actually getting started. So I know I'm supposed to go for 45 minutes. I completely did not look at the clock when I got up here. so I'm going to ask somebody, Nancy, how much time? I just want to know how much deeper I can go before I open it up for Q&A.
7 more minutes.
7 minutes before Q&A?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's look at a couple more things here. Groups. Let's leverage groups. If you're going to go fishing, go where the fish are. Imagine if you could be an invisible fly on the wall at the cocktail party of your self-identified ideal prospects. Remember how I mentioned earlier the CFO example? So here, if I go to groups, and I go into groups directory, I'm going to type CFO in here and say, are there any CFO related groups on LinkedIn? Hit CFO. Now I could type Toronto CFO, I could type Long Island CFO, 839 CFO related groups here. So there's a couple groups. I'm going to click on one of these groups and just show you what happens inside a group. It's like going to a cocktail party that you're invisible at. Okay? So in here, I can see who's posting discussion threads, follow-up comments on these discussion threads, who's positioning themselves as a thought leader, what are they talking about. I mean, imagine if you could go and you could listen to your ideal prospects talking about the things that are of concern to them and look for appropriate ways to add value to the conversation. I did not say, jump into the conversation and say, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. And I didn't say, run into the middle of the room and go, I'm here, man, I can help your problem, I can help your problem, man, have I got a deal for you? And obviously, that's very amateurish. You would never do that in a real world networking event. They would throw you right out of the room. The same thing will happen on LinkedIn. But because you're a professional, you can at least monitor what these people are talking about and add value where appropriate. Here's a quick tip that I would suggest you do. Once a week, just once a week, this will take you 30 seconds a week. We all get newsletters, e-zines, all kinds of information that other people would find value in. Why not go into a group of people that you know that you want to do business with and just post a link to an interesting article? Here's an interesting article related to blah, blah, blah. I'd be interested in your thoughts. That's it. And then just attach the link. Even if they never click on it, you've positioned yourself as a thought leader, as a resource, as a value generator. And you've also kept your name and your face in front of them again from a non-buy my product, buy my product, buy my product perspective. At the very best, somebody clicks on it and actually starts to engage with you, and you have a dialogue back and forth that leads to whatever. So this is another way, a non-salesy kind of way, to add value to a group. So post something in a group from time to time to build rapport. One other functionality that many people are unaware of is if you go here to where it says more and you click on answers. There are many, many industries that are represented on LinkedIn in the answer functionality. So if I go in here and I want it to go into international or financial markets or whatever, just for fun, let me just click on, let's just click on financial markets. When I click behind here, it's going to actually open up some subcategories. And when these subcategories come up, you're going to actually see people posting questions and ideas and concerns or whatever that you can go in here and you can mine through to see people using certain keywords related to things that you can offer to help them in their particular situation. So a lot of people are very unfamiliar with the answer functionality in LinkedIn, but it's a gold mine because you can also do this the backdoor way. I can go into LinkedIn and I can go into advanced answer search and I can actually type in anything in the world I want in here. If I typed in here 401k rollover, I know that's not exactly appropriate to what you do, I'm just using it as an example. I can look in here in questions and answers, questions only. I can go into subcategories like personal finance and then drill down into retirement estate planning. But if I just did a global search for 401k rollover, is anybody on LinkedIn talking about 401k rollovers? Hang on a second. Let's do that one more time. Let's put a space. When you put it in quotes, it looks for exactly what you put in there in exactly the order that you put it in. 401k. You can't spell K. There we go. Rollover. Is anybody talking about 401k rollovers on LinkedIn? 7 people right there. And here's a question. I have a 401k from my last job. I want to get back. Can anybody help me with this? And it will show you every single person that posted it and the follow-up questions. So the takeaway from what I'm showing you here, knowing that we don't have a tremendous amount of time here today, is this. LinkedIn is an online networking platform that is not going away. It's going to be here. It's going to be here for a long time. To not participate in here is a tell. Anybody familiar with the term tell? I speak in Vegas a lot. In Vegas, I'm not a big gambler man. I can think of much more fun ways to lose a lot of money quickly. But in Vegas, they have a thing called a tell. If every time you had a good hand, you did this, after a while people figure out, oh, he's rubbing his nose, he's got a tell, right? He's got a good hand. If you're married, you know all about tells already, okay? But everything we do, only every single waking moment of our life, whether we're cognizant of it or not, is a tell. The way we dress, the way we speak, eye contact, lack thereof, body language, we could go on. Women tend to pick up on this much quicker than men. I'm not saying that to be sexist, it's just that women tend to pick up on this faster than men. The ironic thing is, it is in no way a value judgment on an individual, but it is an indication of something about that individual. So if you don't participate on LinkedIn, that doesn't make you a bad person. You're obviously already a great salesperson or you wouldn't be here. But it's a tell. You're saying to the world, no, I don't participate in modern communication channels. La 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 la, this is going to have nothing to do with me, blah 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 blah. And it already does. So I'm going to end with the thing I started with. If all you did was build a robust LinkedIn profile that portrayed you as the professional that you are, and at least showcased you and your organization in the most favorable light, that alone is going to help you close more sales. Because I can absolutely assure you that the people that you guys are doing business with and having business referred to you by, these are professionals. These are sharp people, okay? They are going to be doing their due diligence in checking you out. And if they can check you out and you appear to be competent, credible, and have some relevance to their world, It could be the deciding factor between somebody else and you. The last thing I'm going to say is recommendations. On your LinkedIn profile, this is one of the most underutilized functionalities on LinkedIn, and it's a shame because this right here will make your job so much easier. On LinkedIn, you can project yourself as the best person in the world at what you do, but it's you. You're biased. It's you. But if other people are saying that they've had good experiences with you, that's called a testimonial. So you can see right here on my LinkedIn profile, there's people that are writing recommendations. Now, that's a crazy number. Actually, somebody told me recently that I have more recommendations than anybody else on LinkedIn of the 100 million people in the world. I didn't believe them, but when I looked into it, I found out they were right. But that actually has served me very well. Imagine if I'm checking out Nancy, and I'm determining whether or not I want to do business with this person, and I can see she presents herself effectively, but I could also see people saying, you know what, I've done business with Nancy. She underpromised, over-delivered, she was a joy to work with, or whatever, and now I have an even greater know-like trust feeling about Nancy, because not only is Nancy projecting herself as a professional, but other people are saying, you know what, she's a class act, she's a good person. This is another reason why you want to connect to as many people, current coworkers, former coworkers, because some of those people are in a position to recommend you. And it can build your LinkedIn profile. So can I take 30 seconds to just summarize all this? Is that okay? Yeah. Here's the quick 30-second version. LinkedIn is absolutely a tool to be used in your sales arsenal. It's not the only tool, but it's a very good tool. So you don't want to ignore it. You want to make sure you send me an invitation to connect on LinkedIn. I want to give you a couple million people. You want to make sure you take a little bit of time to build a robust LinkedIn profile and go to the brochure that Nancy has for you, because it has all the examples in there and all the ways to do it. Don't try to outsource all of your online networking efforts. There's certain things that you can outsource a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's you connecting with other human beings, and all things being equal, people do business with and refer business to, people who they know, like, and trust. If I can help you in any way, I'm not in the witness relocation program anymore. I was outed a long time ago. I'm easy to find. Go to my LinkedIn profile, all my contact information, go to kevinknebl.com, all of my contact information is on there. I want you to make me prove it. I want to help you. I want to take you by the hand and help you maximize this tool, but all I can do is extend my hand in friendship. I can't shake it back. But I'm saying if you have any difficulty or need some help with this, I'm more than happy to chat with you and help you do this. Don't treat social media the way most people treated Jim on January 1st. It took me 30 years to get this out of shape. I'm going to get back in shape in 30 minutes. No, you're not. If all you did is when you get up in the morning, you check your email, right? You get a cup of coffee, you check your email, just spend 5 or 10 minutes on LinkedIn. I am in no way suggesting you should spend hours and hours every day on LinkedIn. If all you did was spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day in the morning just checking your LinkedIn account and doing a couple things, small efforts repeated over time produce amazing results. Don't try to OD on this. The biggest challenge most people have is they hear somebody like me or they hear me do something like this, and then they go and they spend the next 24, 48 hours looking at their computer screen. Don't do that. Do a little bit over time every day for the next couple weeks or the next couple months, and you will be an absolute ninja sensei, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, networking, LinkedIn, online, offline, rock star.